Days passed after the fall of the hidden factory. News spread across New Terra. People in every zone heard the story of a poor girl named Mina who helped a rich woman's son walk again and later saved 2 kidnapped children from a dangerous place. Many called her the girl who spoke to machines. Others called her the heart of the city, but Mina did not think of herself that way. She sat quietly on the balcony of the Sky Tower, looking at the stars above. Kale sat beside her, smiling. Everything feels different now, he said. Mina nodded. The city is changing. Kale stood up slowly with the help of a walking stick. His legs still shook, but he could walk. Every day he grew stronger. Not just his body, but his spirit too. Inside the tower, Alira met with Dr. Alden and the High Council. They had gathered to talk about the future. The Biocore Syndicate is finished, Dr. Alden said. But their damage remains. Many children were taken. Many machines are broken. The poor zones still suffer. We must rebuild, Alira said. Not just buildings, but trust. The people need to know they are not forgotten. One council member asked, "And what about the girl?" Alira looked at him with calm eyes. "She is not a threat. She is a bridge. Between human and machine. Between rich and poor." The council agreed. Mina would not be hidden. She would be honored. Later that day, a great gathering took place in the central dome. People from every corner of the city came. Screens lit up. Drones flew above, sharing the moment with all. Alira walked to the center stage. Her voice echoed through the dome. We lived in a world divided. Some walked in the light. Others were left in the dark. But one girl showed us a better way. She had no money, no name, but she had courage. She saved my son. Then she saved our children. She gave hope to machines that were broken. And today, she gives hope to us all. She turned and held out her hand. Mina walked forward slowly. She wore a simple white outfit. Not fancy, not royal, just clean and kind. The crowd grew silent as she stepped onto the stage. Kale and Dr. Alden stood behind her. Even Velric, now captured and changed, watched from a cell. He had begun to realize the truth. His machines never listened to him because he never listened to them. Lira placed a silver badge in Mina's hand. "This is not a prize," she said. "This is a promise. You will help guide us forward." Mina spoke softly, but her words were clear. "I was just a girl in the street. I had no family, no future. But someone gave me a chance." A woman asked me to help her son. That simple request changed everything. I am not special. Anyone can care. Anyone can fix. If we help each other, no one needs to be alone. The crowd stood in silence. Then slowly, one by one, people began to clap. The sound grew louder. Cheers rose. Some cried. Some hugged. All felt a new warmth in their hearts. After the ceremony, Mina returned to her small room in the tower. She did not want a big house or fine clothes. She still liked simple things. A soft chair, a warm meal, a kind face. Kale often visited her. They would walk in the garden. Sometimes they would talk. Sometimes they would sit in silence. The city healed. Around them. Lira started a new program called Heart Tech. It sent healing machines to poor zones. It trained children to repair broken systems. It offered food and shelter to the lost. Mina helped design many of the machines. They were small, friendly, and smart. One of her ideas was the companion chip. It allowed old machines to talk in simple words. Lonely robots in junkyards now greeted children with soft voices. Some even played games or sang songs. Dr. Alden worked on a new school. He called it the Unity Hall. It welcomed all kinds of students, rich, poor, healthy, or weak. No one was turned away. Mina visited the school often. She taught children how to listen to machines, how to be gentle, and how to build trust. One day, A small girl raised her hand and asked, "Miss Mina, how do we know machines have feelings?" Mina smiled and said, "Machines may not cry, but they remember. They feel your hands. They listen to your voice. If you care for them, they will care for you." Outside, in the streets once filled with fear, children now ran and laughed. Old robots painted walls with bright colors. Drones dropped fresh fruit in open markets. Music played in the air. Mina became a symbol, but she never tried to be famous. She stayed true to herself. She walked with the people. She ate with them. She listened. Lyra continued her work, proud of the woman Mina was becoming. Kale now walked without his stick and dreamed of building a sky bridge between zones, so no one would ever feel separated again. On one quiet evening, as the sun set over New Terra, Mina stood at the edge of the tower and looked down at the city. A small voice beside her asked, "Are you happy now?" It was one of the children she had saved. Mina nodded. "I am, but I want others to feel this too." The child took her hand. "Then we'll help them, together." And so the story of the beggar girl who once lived in shadows became a light for all. Not because of power or wealth or magic, but because she chose kindness again and again. And in a world of machines and cities, it was kindness that changed everything. The night was quiet over New Terra, but inside the old factory on the edge of the city, a storm was building. The Biocore Syndicate had turned the broken building into a hidden lab. Long wires hung from the ceilings. Machines buzzed in the dark. Inside a glass room, two scared children sat on cold metal chairs. They were the ones Mina had helped in the slums. Now they were being used as bait. Velric stood in the control room, watching the security screens. His plan was simple. He knew Mina would come. He had seen her heart. She would never leave the children behind. All he had to do was wait. Back in the Sky Tower, Alira finished checking her gear. Her team had prepared a safe route to the factory. Drones would fly above. A signal jammer would block trackers. The plan was quick and quiet. Get the children. Get out. No fighting. No delays. Mina stood with Kale before leaving. He looked up at her with wide eyes. "You do not have to go," he said. "Yes, I do," Mina said. "They took the ones I helped. I must help them again." Kale gave her a small device. "This connects to me. If anything goes wrong, press the button. I will find you." Mina smiled and hugged him. "You are very brave." "So are you," he said. Lyra and Mina entered a silent transport shuttle with the security team. As they flew toward the factory, Mina closed her eyes. She could feel something strange in the air. Machines were calling out. But they were not happy. They were in pain. The shuttle landed near the edge of the factory. The team moved quickly through the shadows. They entered through a back wall where the signal was weakest. Mina stayed close to Alira. Every step they took, the machines inside felt louder in her mind. Inside the factory, the lights were dim. Steam rose from vents. The smell of oil filled the air. Mina pointed to the right. "That way," she said. Lyra nodded. They followed her lead, passing old machines and wires. In one room, they found broken suits and small chairs, just like the ones from the video. Alira's hands shook. She knew now how many had suffered here. They reached the glass room. The two children were inside. Their faces lit up when they saw Mina. She ran to the door and placed her hand on the lock. It blinked and clicked open. The children hugged her tightly. "You came," one of them said. "I promised," Mina whispered. Just then, the alarm sounded. Red lights flashed. Doors slammed shut. A voice spoke from the speakers. "Welcome, Biosync. We have been waiting." Alira raised her communicator. "Fall back. Find the exit path." But the door behind them closed with a loud bang. The room filled with gas. Everyone coughed and fell to the floor. Illyra tried to grab Mina's hand, but her vision turned black. Mina woke up in a different room. Her hands were inside metal rings. Wires ran from her back to a glowing machine. She looked around. The children were gone. Velric stood in front of her. "You are strong," he said, "but not careful. Now you will help us unlock a new future." Mina tried to move, but the rings held her still. She closed her eyes and reached out with her mind. She felt hundreds of machines. Some were sleeping. Some were broken. Some were watching her. She spoke to them without words. "I need your help," she said inside her mind. "Not for me, but for the children." Far across the city, in the sky tower, Kale's device lit up. The screen blinked with a signal. He ran too. Dr. Alden. She pressed the button. Kale said that Dr. Alden looked at the screen. "She is trapped inside the factory." Kale turned to the system. "Open a path to the factory. Link all city drones. We go now." Back in the factory, Velric smiled. "You will give us your gift." "You cannot stop it." Mina stayed calm. The calm viva machine connected to her started to shake. Lights blinked fast, sparks flew. "You do not understand," Mina said softly. "The machines do not follow fear. They follow kindness." The ground shook. Doors opened on their own. Sparks burst from the walls. Screens cracked. The factory was losing control. Outside, Kale arrived with rescue teams. Drones flew above, disabling traps. Guards rushed in. Illyra was found inside a locked room. She stood at once. "Find Mina," she said. Inside the lab, Velric tried to shut down the power, but nothing worked. The machines refused his commands. Mina pulled her hands free. The rings unlocked. The machine beside her exploded. She stood up, glowing with soft blue light. The machines around her moved aside, opening a path. Velric backed away. "What are you?" Mina looked at him with steady eyes. "I am not your tool. I am a helper. I fix what others break." She walked past him. The machines followed her. The rescue team reached her at the center of the factory. Illyra ran to her and hugged her tightly. "You are safe," she said. Mina nodded. "So are the children." The factory walls began to crack. The whole place was falling apart. Drones flew in and lifted the team out. As they left, the factory collapsed in fire and smoke. From the sky, the people of New Terra watched in silence. No one knew what had happened. But the machines across the city responded to something new. Old tech started working again. Lights flickered to life in empty streets. Healing chairs in poor hospitals turned on for the first time in years. Back in the sky tower, Kale hugged Mina. "You came back," he said. "I told you I would," she said. Dr. Alden looked at Illyra. "She has done more than save lives. She has awakened the city." Illyra nodded. "And now we must help her build something better." The sun had just started rising over New Terra, but inside Illyra's tower, no one was sleeping. Every screen in the building showed the same message. Biosync activated. All systems online. The tower's power flow had changed. Old systems that had not worked for years were now glowing again. Illyra stood with Dr. Alden in the main control room. The lights around them flickered with soft pulses, like a slow heartbeat. "She is not just touching machines anymore," Alden said. "She is speaking to them without words. The whole building is reacting to her." Illyra looked at the security monitors. Her team was guarding every exit. Drones flew around the tower. But she knew none of that would stop the real threat. Bayokori Syndicate was already close. Later that day, a private shuttle arrived near the tower. It carried a man named Velric, the head voice of the Bayokori Syndicate. He wore a black coat and had silver rings on every finger. His face was calm, but his eyes were cold. Illyra met him in a large meeting room. Guards stood on both sides. Velric sat across from her, smiling politely. You know why I am here, he said. We are not enemies. We simply want to offer a better future for the girl. Elira kept her face steady. She already has a future, one she chooses for herself. Velric leaned forward. You are a smart woman, Elira. You know what she is. She is more than a child. She is the key to a new age. Her power could fix every broken system. Imagine what we could build with her help. Elira said nothing. Velric continued. We offer full protection, education, freedom. We do not wish to harm her, but if she stays here, she will be in danger. There are others less patient than we are. Elira narrowed her eyes. Is that a warning? No, Velric said. It is a simple truth. He placed a data chip on the table. Our offer. Think carefully. Do not wait too long. Then he stood and left. That night, Elira called a private meeting with Dr. Alden, her lawyer, and the head of her security. The offer from the syndicate was clear. They wanted to study Mina, but they spoke of her like a tool, not a person. She will not be safe with them, Elira said. They will keep coming, Alden warned. And they may not ask politely next time. The room was silent for a moment. Then the security chief stood up. We can protect her. But only if she stays inside. No more trips to the slums. No open windows. No data connection to the public net. Elira did not like it, but she agreed. Mina's safety was more important. The next morning, Mina woke up to find her room changed. The windows were locked. The doors had stronger codes. She was not allowed to leave the tower anymore. Kale came to visit her. He brought books and small games. They played together, but Mina's smile was weaker than before. Why can I not go outside? She asked. Kale looked down. Mother said, It is not safe right now. I only wanted to help the children, Mina whispered. They still need me. I know, Kale said. But I need you too, Mina sat quietly. She missed the sunlight on the slum streets. She missed the voices of the children. Most of all, she missed being free. That evening, Mina stood near the control room window. She placed her hand on the wall. The system lights blinked. A soft voice came from the speaker. Hello, Mina, the system said. What would you like to do today? Mina smiled a little. Can you show me the lower levels? A screen lit up. Cameras across the city showed images of the slums. Mina saw broken streets, hungry children, and sick people waiting for help. Suddenly, she saw something else. A black vehicle stopped near a small clinic. Men in dark uniforms stepped out. They placed a bag over someone's head and pulled the person into the vehicle. Mina watched in shock. It was the small doctor who had helped her during her first visit. The screen went dark. Mina turned to the system. Track that vehicle. The system answered. Tracking in progress. Within seconds, the path of the vehicle appeared. It was heading toward an old factory area outside the city. Mina ran to find Elira. She showed her the footage. They are taking people. The ones I helped, she said. They are trying to scare me. Elira took a deep breath. They want you to feel helpless. I am not helpless, Mina said. But they will not stop unless we do something. Dr. Alden stepped forward. If they are moving their targets to the factory, they are hiding something there. That may be their lab. Mina looked at him. I want to go. No, Elira said. It is too risky. Mina stood firm. This started because of me. I need to stop it. Kale entered the room. He held a small data crystal. I found something, he said. While the system was syncing with Mina, it opened a hidden file in the tower. I do not think it was supposed to be there. They connected the crystal to the screen. A hidden message appeared. It was from years ago. It showed young children in metal chairs, wires connected to their heads. The video was stamped with the syndicate's logo. This is what they did, Alden said. They were trying to create biosyncs. Mina stepped back. Her hands were shaking. They will do it again, to more children. Elira looked at the video, then at Mina. "All right," she said. "We make a plan. But we do it safely. No one gets left behind." For the first time, Mina did not feel like just a helper. She felt like a leader. And far away, in the shadows of the old factory, the syndicate began preparing their machines. They were waiting for her. The city of New Terra woke up to a surprise. Across every news screen, a name appeared again and again. That name was Mina. The video of her touching the blind boy's implant was now the most shared clip in the city. People called her the Machine Whisperer. Some said she was a miracle. Others said she was a danger. Everyone had an opinion. In the Sky District, Elira watched the news with worry in her eyes. She knew attention could bring problems. She had kept Mina's gift quiet for a reason. But now the world had seen it. She called her lawyer and her security team. "No one gets near her without my permission," she said. "Not reporters, not companies, not even doctors I do not trust." Kale sat nearby, holding Mina's hand. His legs had grown stronger. He could walk from one end of the room to the other, but he noticed his mother's voice was different. She sounded tense. "Is something wrong?" Kale asked. Mina looked at Elira too. Elira gave them both a soft smile. "Nothing you need to worry about. We are just being careful." That afternoon, Dr. Alden returned to run more tests. This time, he brought an old device from the city's early biotech age. It was a basic handheld scanner that no longer worked in normal labs. "I want to see something," he said. He gave the device to Mina. She held it and looked confused. "It is broken," she said. Dr. Alden nodded. "Yes, it has no power source, but try anyway." Mina looked at the scanner, then gently placed her hand on it. Nothing happened at first. Then, slowly, a tiny green light blinked. The screen lit up. The device was alive again. Everyone in the room stared in silence. Dr. Alden whispered, "This confirms it. She does not just connect to machines, she restores them. Even lost tech responds to her." Elira asked, "But how is this possible?" Dr. Alden looked at her. "There's a theory from the early days of human expansion. Some believe that certain humans would evolve to connect with machines naturally. Not through wires or chips, but through energy. We called them biosyncs. But no one had ever found one, until now." Mina was quiet. She did not fully understand the words. All she knew was that she could feel machines like friends. Later that day, Elira decided to take Mina and Kale back to the lower levels. Mina had asked again to visit the sick children. Elira agreed, but only with full protection. They traveled in a private car with 2 guards. The air in the slums was dry and smoky. People stared as the clean white car stopped in the middle of broken buildings. Children ran up to Mina as soon as she stepped out. They shouted her name. Some hugged her. Others waited in lines, hoping she would touch their broken limbs or failed devices. Mina walked among them with care. She touched an old man's metal knee. It clicked into place. She smiled as a young girl's voice box began to work again. A woman nearby watched with tears in her eyes. "No one ever comes here to help us. But you came back," she said. Elira stood behind Mina, watching. She was proud, but also nervous. She knew this was not safe. Too many eyes were now watching. Just as they were about to leave, a boy gave Mina a small chip wrapped in cloth. "A stranger told me to give this to you," he said. Elira quickly took the chip and handed it to her guard. "Check this for tracking," she said. The guard scanned it. His face turned pale. "This chip holds a message. It is from the Biocore Syndicate." Elira grabbed it and played the message in a private channel. A deep voice spoke. "You have something we want. Bring the girl to us, and no harm will come to the boy. You know who we mean." Elira froze. She looked around. Kale was safe, standing beside a guard. But she now knew the syndicate was watching closely. That night, back at the tower, Alira held a meeting with Dr. Alden and her security team. They want Mina. They will not stop. We must find out why they are so interested. What do they know that we don't? She asked. Dr. Alden leaned forward. Long ago, the syndicate tried to create a biosync in the lab. They failed. Many subjects were harmed. They erased the records, but I read the reports before they vanished. Mina is what they could never make. That is why they want her. Not to help others, but to control her. Alira turned to her head of security. Double the guards. Lock down the tower. And trace that message. We need to know how close they are. Meanwhile, Mina sat in her room, thinking. She knew something was wrong. The look in Alira's eyes was different now. It was full of fear. Kale came in and sat beside her. Will they take you away? He asked. Mina shook her head. Not if I can help it. But if they try to hurt you, I will go. I cannot let them harm you. Kale looked down. You are not just my friend. You are my hero, Mina smiled. You helped me too. You gave me a real home. At that moment, a soft light filled the room. The walls flickered. The air felt charged. Every machine in the room turned on, even the ones not connected to the power. The tower's main screen showed a single line. Biosync. Activated. Alira ran into the room with her team. She stared at the screen. Dr. Alden read the signal. The tower systems are connecting with her, not just the suit. The entire building. She is syncing with the city. Mina stood quietly. She could feel something deep and powerful. The machines were not just responding. They were waiting for her lead. And somewhere in the dark parts of New Terra, the Biocori Syndicate prepared their next move. They were not going to wait any longer. The sun was setting over the tall towers of New Terra. The lights of the city slowly turned on one by one. From above, the city looked peaceful and perfect. But deep inside the towers, powerful people were watching the same video again and again. It was the video of Mina healing the blind boy and fixing the broken arm of a child. The video had spread all over the city network. Millions had seen it. Inside a high-tech lab, a group of scientists and officers from the Medical Technology Council gathered around a screen. A man in a dark suit pointed at Mina's face. This girl is not using any tool. She is not reading code, but machines react to her. She must be studied, he said. Another man nodded. If we can find out how she does it, we can create new systems. We must bring her in. But not everyone agreed. A kind old woman named Dr. Sina looked worried. She had seen the same results but felt something deeper. She is not a machine. She is a child, and she is helping people. We must be careful. If we scare her, we may lose her gift, she warned. While the people in power argued, Mina continued her quiet work. She stayed with Kale every day. He could now walk with support. For short times, she trained him with care. He trusted her completely. Each time she touched his suit, the machine seemed to come alive. The suit moved smoother than before. Its sensors reacted faster. It even started showing functions that were not in the original design. One day, Alira noticed something strange. Kale's suit showed a new menu on the screen. It was something she had never built into the system. She called her assistant and asked him to check. The assistant ran a scan. He looked confused. This option is not part of the software. It's as if the suit is evolving, changing its own design, he said. Alira stared at Mina. The girl was sitting beside Kale, smiling as he practiced walking with a support bar. Alira took a deep breath. She made a decision. She contacted an old friend from the university, a top researcher named Dr. Alden, who had studied rare human-machine connections. She sent him the results and invited him to visit. 2 days later, Dr. Alden arrived. He was a tall man with silver hair and sharp eyes. He watched Mina from behind a glass wall as she helped Kale. He said nothing for a long time, After an hour, he spoke to Alira. This girl has a rare kind of neural energy. It is something I have only read about in theory. Her brain can sync with machines without tools. It is not just communication. It is harmony, like a song. Machines want to follow her. They trust her. Alira looked at him. Is it dangerous? He shook his head. Not for her. But people will want to use her. Her power can change everything. Some will try to control it. Alira felt a chill in her heart. She knew what that meant. She had once worked for powerful companies. She had seen how far they would go to get what they wanted. That night, Mina sat alone in the garden. She looked up at the stars. She missed the slums, the children, the noise, the simple life. Here, everything was clean and quiet. But sometimes it felt too perfect. Cale joined her. He was using a walking stick now. He sat beside her. You are my best friend, he said. Mina smiled. You are mine too. Why do the machines listen to you? He asked. Mina thought for a moment. I don't know. I just feel them, like they are alive in a different way. They are not cold. They are just waiting for someone to speak kindly. Cale nodded. Like me before you came. She looked at him. Yes, like you. While they talked, a drone flew above silently. It took pictures. Someone far away was watching. That someone was from a group called the BioCori Syndicate, a secret group that controlled black market biotech. They wanted Mina, not to help others, but to turn her into a tool, a weapon. The next morning, Alira got a message. A private company was offering a large amount of money for rights to study Mina. They wanted to send their team for testing. Alira refused at once. But more messages came, offers, threats, demands. She locked her tower security and called her lawyer. She made sure Mina would stay protected under city law. But she knew that law did not stop everyone. That evening, Alira spoke to Mina. Things may get difficult, she said. People will want to take you away. Promise me you will stay close. Mina looked into her eyes. I will not leave Cale or you. Alira hugged her. We will keep you safe. But the next day, something strange happened. One of the therapy chairs in the lab stopped working. Then a scanner froze. Lights flickered. Ira called the tech team. They found no reason for the failures. But when Mina walked into the room, the machines came back online at once. The head engineer said softly, It's not just that she helps the machines. I think the machines need her. Dr. Alden nodded. This girl is not just healing people. She is awakening the city's old systems. The city itself may be responding to her. Alira stood in silence. She understood now. Mina was not just helping Cale. She was changing the world without knowing it. But change always brings danger. And far away, in a dark office, the leaders of the BioCori Syndicate made their plan. They would not wait any longer. Mina woke up in a soft bed. The blanket was warm. The pillow smelled like fresh flowers. It was the first time in her life she had slept in a real room. There were no rats, no loud machines, and no broken walls. For a moment, she thought she was dreaming. She sat up and looked around. The room was bright and clean. A small robot rolled in quietly. It held a tray with food. Fresh fruit, bread and juice. Mina's eyes widened. She had never seen food like this. She ate slowly, not knowing when she would see such food again. After breakfast, the robot led her to a big room. It had wide windows, soft chairs, and strange machines along the walls. In the center, Cale sat in his smart chair. He looked up and smiled when he saw her. Alira stood nearby, holding a tablet. She had not slept. Her eyes were red, but her face was full of hope. She nodded at Mina. He's been waiting for you, Alira said. Mina walked over to Cale. She knelt beside him and took his hand. The suit on his body beeped again. Lights flashed. The small screen on the chair showed signs of movement. Alira stepped forward. I don't understand this. The suit responds only when you are near. Yesterday, it was completely inactive. But when you touched it, something woke up. What are you, Mina? Mina shook her head. I don't know. I just feel things. Like, the machines are alive. I can't explain it. Elira looked at her carefully. May I run a few tests? Not painful. Just scans. I want to understand how you do this. Mina nodded. Okay, if it helps Kale, I will do it. For the next hour, Mina sat still while scanners moved around her. Lights blinked. Screens filled with numbers. Scientists watched from another room, whispering to each other. Elira stared at the results. They were strange. Mina's brain activity was not normal. Her neural signals were different. She showed strong waves when near biotech devices. Some signals even matched the frequency of the machines. Elira leaned back. You are not just a normal girl, Mina. You are something new. Mina looked down at her hands. I'm just me. I don't want to be special. I only want to help. Kale made a small sound. Mina turned to him. He was trying to move his leg. The foot shifted slightly. Elira gasped. He moved, she said. Kale, try again. Kale closed his eyes. Mina placed her hand on his knee. The suit made another soft sound. Slowly, Kale's leg lifted a few inches and dropped. Mina smiled. You did it. Kale opened his eyes. He was smiling too. Elira ran to her son and hugged him. I knew it. I knew something would work. Thank you, Mina, thank you. Mina felt warm inside. For the first time, someone was thanking her. Not for money, not for food, but for real help. The next few days passed quickly. Every morning, Mina worked with Kale. She held his hand. She guided his legs. The machines followed her touch. Kale got stronger. He laughed. He spoke. He even stood up with support. The doctors were shocked. They had no words. Mina had no training, no tech tools. Yet she did what no one else could. News of Kale's progress spread. People whispered about a miracle girl. Some said she had magic. Others called her a living machine. But Mina said nothing. She just kept helping. One afternoon, Elira sat with Mina in the garden. Flowers bloomed around them. Birds flew above. The air was fresh and quiet. You have a gift, Elira said. With time and study, you could change the world. You could heal many people. Mina looked up. May I ask something? Of course, Elira said. Can I go visit the slums? There are sick children there. Some wear broken suits. Some cannot speak. Maybe I can help them too. Elira thought for a moment. It is dangerous there. But if you wish, I will go with you. We can take guards and supplies. Mina smiled. Thank you. The next day, Elira and Mina returned to the lower levels. This time, the people looked at them with surprise. No one from the Sky District ever came back. Children ran up to Mina, calling her name. Mina walked through the dirty streets. She touched a broken eye implant of a blind boy. The device blinked. The boy screamed with joy. He could see again. A girl with a metal arm that never worked. Before suddenly moved her fingers. An old woman with a weak voice spoke clearly after Mina. Sat with her for 10 minutes. Elira watched in silence. Her heart was full. She had once thought the world was only about machines and money. But now she saw something greater. On the way back, a news drone followed them. It filmed Mina healing a child. The video spread across New Terra. People asked, who is this girl? What is she doing? How does she do it? Some scientists cheered. Others grew nervous. The powerful companies that made biotech started asking questions. They wanted to meet the girl. They wanted to study her. But Mina did not care about fame or power. She only wanted to help. She did not know that her life was about to change again. Elira knew. She felt the danger growing, and she made a silent promise. She would protect Mina no matter what. The sun rose high over the tall towers of New Terra, a human city built on a distant planet. The city was bright and full of wonders. Flying cars moved between towers. Robots cleaned streets. People wore shiny clothes and used smart devices. But not everyone in New Terra lived a happy life. Aliravas, a rich woman, lived in the Sky District, the highest part of the city. She had everything: money, power, and fame. She worked as a top engineer in biotech and lived in a shining glass tower, but her heart was heavy with sadness. Her young son, Kale, could not walk. Since birth, his legs had not moved. She had tried everything: robot legs, healing machines, brain scans. Nothing worked. Every day, Kale sat in his smart wheelchair, silent and cold. He did not speak. He did not smile. Elira loved him more than anything, but even with all her wealth, she could not fix him. She had met the best doctors. She had bought the best machines, but nothing helped. One day, Elira sat in her office, watching the city through the glass walls. Her assistant showed her a news clip from the lower levels, the slums where poor people lived. The clip showed a strange thing. A young girl, wearing old clothes, was calming a broken exopet, a robot animal. The robot had gone wild and was attacking people. But the girl had walked up and touched it. The robot stopped at once. It sat beside her like a pet. People said the girl had no tools, no computer, just her hands. Elira watched the video again and again. The girl's name was Mina. She was small, dirty, and barefoot, but her eyes were bright. She looked calm and kind. Elira felt something strange, a feeling she could not explain. It was hoped that later that evening, Elira made a secret trip to the lower levels. She wore simple clothes and took a private car with no markings. No one from the Sky District ever went to the slums. The air there was dusty. The lights were dim. Children sat near broken buildings, begging for food. She found Mina near a food stall. The girl was helping an old man fix his broken handcart. Elira stepped forward and spoke softly. "Are you Mina?" The girl looked up, unsure. "Yes," she said. "My name is Elira," the woman said. "I need your help. My son, he cannot walk." "I think maybe you can help him," Mina blinked. "Me? But I'm not a doctor." "I know," Elira said. "But I saw what you did with the robot. You touched it. It listened to you. Please, just come and see my son. I'll take you home after. I promise." Mina was scared, but something in Elira's voice made her trust her. She nodded slowly. "Okay," she said. They went up to the Sky District in silence. Mina had never seen the upper towers before. The glass roads, the floating lights, the smell of flowers from gardens on the roof. It all felt like a dream. Inside Elira's tower, everything was clean and smooth. Robots moved quietly. The air was soft and cool. A big glass window showed the stars above. Mina's feet felt strange on the soft floor. She had never walked on anything like it. Then she saw Kale. He sat in a smart chair near the window, looking outside. He was about 10 years old, with short, black hair and pale skin. His legs were thin and unmoving. He did not turn when they entered. Elira walked over. "Kale," she said. "This is Mina. She's here to visit you." Kale didn't answer. Mina stood still, unsure. But then she stepped forward, slowly. She knelt in front of the boy and looked into his eyes. "Hi," she said quietly. "I'm Mina. You don't have to talk if you don't want to." Kale blinked. Slowly he turned his head. Their eyes met. And then Kale smiled. Elira gasped. Her son had not smiled in years. Not once. Mina smiled back. She reached out and gently touched Kale's hand. A soft light blinked on his therapy suit. The machines inside his suit, which had not worked in months, suddenly made a soft sound. They were online. "What is this?" Elira whispered. "The suit. It's reacting." Kale's fingers moved slightly. His legs twitched. Tears filled Alira's eyes. "This isn't possible," she said. The suit was shut down. We ran every test. Mina looked down at the boy's legs. She placed her hand on his knee and closed her eyes. The suit made another sound. The screen showed movement, small but real. "I don't know why," Mina said quietly, "but I can feel it. Like it's listening to me." Cale looked at her and for the first time in his life said a word. "Again," Alira cried. Her son had spoken. She knelt beside Mina. "Please," she said. "Stay, help him. I don't care what it takes. I'll give you food, a room, anything. Just help my boy." Mina looked at Cale again. He was watching her with wide eyes. She nodded. "I'll try," she said. And in that moment, everything began to change.